Hi, I'm Jill from June Taylor with another innovative solution. Did you ever want to join your quilt blocks that are made Quilt As You Go? Now we have a perfect way to do that with our Sash and a Dash. It's pre-sewn sashing. It's sold by the yard in 7 colors with matching binding. Open the casing and nest your quilt block inside the casing. And then we're just going to run a top stitch down the edge. Take your next block, open the casing, and just do the same thing. To join rows, we're going to do the same thing, only we're going to run our Sash and a Dash across the row. You can run a beautiful embroidery stitch down here to embellish Sash and a Dash, or you can even put a strip of fabric down here. Here's an example where we added a fabric strip by folding under raw edges and top stitching over Sash and a Dash. And if you like to make t-shirt quilts, go ahead and quilt your blocks and then join them with Sash and a Dash.
Ready to create fun and furry projects galore with the Go Puppy die. This sweet and clever die will help you create all kinds of pups quickly and easily. The die includes 10 intricate shapes that include tiny eyes and a wee little nose on a 6x12 die board that will fit through any Go cutter. You'll even find a special treat for your newly created pups, a little bone shape, and you'll love using the shapes on the board in different ways and with different fabrics and colors to create a litter of different pups of all kinds and breeds. Free downloadable basic embroidery is available on AccuQuilt.com for an added value for machine embroiderers. Your puppies will make a perfect addition to so many different projects like wall hangings and quilts. You can even use it to create a sweet bag to carry treats for your own furry four-legged friends. The Go Puppy is perfectly sized to work along the Go Kitten die as well. We know you'll love creating litter after litter of pups when you adopt one of these dies and bring it home, because at AccuQuilt we help you cut time so you can quilt and craft more. In today's show, we're going to show you how to cut and sew a block from the Go Dapper Dogs wall hanging. Hey quilters, welcome to AccuQuilt Live. I'm Pam Hiller, AccuQuilt's cutting expert. Thanks so much for joining us. Chris, you're here. Yay! We didn't have Chris because we had a storm, and then we didn't have Chris because we had Ashley Jones join us last week from from Dime to talk about AccuQuiltables. So what are you working on while I find all of our people and see what everybody's doing? What you been doing?
Well, I finished my Scrappy Winding Ways quilt.
Okay.
I used my green scrap bin this time. Back, I don't know, it was like August or September last year, I did my Scrappy Pink Log Cabin.
Yes.
And so I'm slowly gonna make my way through all of my scrap bins, and I swear it didn't even make a dent in it.
None. Okay, now you and I have both made Winding Ways, so tell me what you thought, because people I think don't make this because they think it is so hard.
And it's really not.
It's not.
Those curves can be intimidating, but this quilt, more so than like a drunkard's path, it's a very gentle curve. And it really, it just adds so much to it. I did do mine a little differently than the instructions, like the pattern showed.
Of course you
I'm
did.
a rule breaker.
Tell us how you did that.
I basically made them as 4 patches. So I would take the leaf shape, the corner shape, and the center shape.
Okay.
And I just sewed them all together. And then you just assemble those like a 4-patch.
Sure. Okay.
So
and then
it went together super fast, super, super fast.
It's so fast.
And I absolutely love it.
What kind of binding did you use?
Scrappy binding.
Is there a die for that?
There sure is.
I wonder who helped design that die.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. Some guy who lives in Portland. Okay, so I'm going to tell you that I made Winding Ways a couple of years ago. We had Jen Belknap from Smitten Chicken, who I adore. I met her last year at Festival. She's darling. Mm-hmm. And Jen had made this traveling quilt that she took with her family when they went all over they went to Moab, and they went to the Washington Monument. And so everywhere they went, everybody stood in front of this travel quilt. And I thought, if Jen Belknap can make one, I can. So I used Winding Ways, and so mine's a little bit smaller, but it's perfect for Oakley. And just like you, it went together so fast. And I thought, why do I not make this more often? I love it.
I will be making it again for sure, because I just love how it turned out.
What are you going to do with that one?
With this one?
Yeah.
I have no idea. Go in my huge pile of quilts in the guest room.
You could send it to me, and it could go in my huge pile of quilts. Okay, let's see where everybody. Oh wait, are you going anywhere this weekend? Next weekend?
Next weekend is the Portland Quilt Craft and Sewing Expo at the Portland Expo Center.
Okay.
And I will be there probably on Saturday, possibly on Friday. I will confirm my schedule and post about it on my social media.
Oh, look for Chris there. Go say hi, because you are super fun to see at shows. You give out stuff. Hey.
Lots of stickers.
Did you like the stickers we had made for you at
Yes,
QuiltCon?
I love it. It was so fun.
Yeah, we had some fun. Our team, not me, but our team did some fun things for Chris and Dee while you were at QuiltCon. Yeah. All right, so people are watching Teresa's watching from Palm Coast, Florida. Judy's watching from Kansas. Oh, Kathy says hello from stormy Ohio. We had big storms last night and this morning. So are you having storms, or you're being safe up there in Portland?
It has not been stormy.
Okay.
Last week, I think we had some hailstorms, but nothing crazy.
Yeah, nothing bad. Okay. All right, let's look at our photo of the day. This is Winnie. He belongs to Chelsea. She's here, part of our live stream team. She also has a day job, but I just know her from the live stream team. So this is Winnie because we just released the puppy die. So the question of the day is, Tell us about your furry friends. So here in the studio, Greg is furless, but he still likes animals. That's good. And Deborah's new to our team. She also has a title and a day job, but she helps with live stream. And she has a poodle, what is it?
Half rat terrier, half toy poodle.
Toy poodle rat terrier, and its name is? Shady Bear. And Shady Bear is hypoallergenic, right? Because part of poodle. And Winnie belongs to Chelsea. And how old is Winnie now? 4. I love that about, we have been together long enough to have witnessed him coming into your life. Yeah. And then you got a husband and a dog and a baby. Checking all the boxes, Chelsea. And then Kenyon has 2 dogs and 2 cats. And in case you didn't see it yesterday, you need to go watch yesterday's AQ Live, because the intro is the best intro we've had in a long time. His daughter Joy says, "Hi, I'm Pam Heller." She's darling because it was April Fool's Day. All right, so today I'm going to give away one of our puppy dice and a mat. Be sure and register for future events on the AccuQuilt event page for your chance to win. Chris is here, so he's going to announce the winner of our registered viewer at the end of our show. So in the comment sections, let us know about your furry friends, or if you have questions, and Chris will answer them for us. All right, so we're going to make this block. Do we have an overhead? Oh, sorry. Okay. I don't know. It's been a couple of days since I've been in the studio. Okay, so this is the Go Dapper Doggies Wall Hanging by Terry Van den Bosch. She is of Lizard Creek Quilts, and she is a delightful designer. And this is the block. So what you need is the Go Puppy die, and then you need the 12-inch Mix and Match cube and the 12-inch companion Horners. And then truly, we just are going to use scraps. And Terry kind of did this out of batiks, which is super fun, okay? Now, remember, we have 7 sizes of cubes. 12 is the biggest. But you could totally go into your AccuQuiltables software that just released a couple of weeks ago and design your own little block using the 12-inch cube to put your puppy in. So don't think that this is the only pattern you have to follow, but I love this inspiration. Okay, so this is where we're going to make because it's super cute. All right, now let's talk about the puppy die. I was holding it upside down. Is this right? Did I do it right? Oh, good job. Okay. So this is the puppy die. It's on a 6x12 die board. It's going to fit through all of our cutters, including that Go Me. The die has a dog body and so many ears, a variety of ears, and a bone, and eyeballs, and a muzzle, is that right? And a nose, okay? So keep in mind that this is a great scrap buster. And like I said, Terry used Island Batiks, which are super fun, and I'm actually gonna use some of those scraps to make our block. Now here is my pro tip. Keep in mind, quilters, these ears are directional. So if you want a left and a right, you want to fan fold them. If you want them going up and down, you can do whichever that you want, okay? All right, so what I've done is Terry sent me a whole bunch of already pre-fused fabric. And I'm going to show you how to pre-fuse it. But this is what we keep. Remember when I talk about how when I do projects that require fusible, I just keep all the pre-fused pieces because then I can use it for projects like this. But for those of you who might be new to AccuQuilt or new to quilting, let's talk about it. So, oh, here, I'm going to turn on my iron. All right. So what you want is this is the fusible that is sticky. So when I peel this back, after I've cut my shape, I'm going to peel it back, and then I can applique the body of the dog or whatever I want onto my project, which is super fun, okay? But the process is also really easy. So what I would tell you to do is just get some scraps. So let's just cut some here. And we always talk about the lengthwise grain of the fabric. So look, low and wonky, lots of give, lots of stretch. Listen, high and tight. High and tight is right. So as it's going through the cutter, you want that lengthwise grain parallel to the lengthwise blades. But the minute you add fusible to it, you don't have to worry about lengthwise grain, which is fabulous. So this is a roll of soft fuse. We carry it on the AccuQuilt website. And it's just a lightweight fusible. And what I try to do is just cut it just a little bit smaller than my fabric, okay? Here we go. And then it has two sides. It has a sticky, bumpy side and a paper side. What you want to do is you want to put the sticky, bumpy side on the wrong side of your fabric. So this is paper now. And you just want to press it. You don't want to iron it like that because then it's going to move and it's going to get wrinkles. So you just want to press it 5-6 seconds, depending on the manufacturer. Don't use steam. Okay. All right. And now, I'll turn this off. Boy, did that get hot. You can get one of those Aliso irons on our website. So now it's already fused, so now I don't have to worry about lengthwise grain. So let's cut some dogs. I'm going to go through. Okay, so Chris, while I'm doing this, tell us about their furry friends, because I feel like everybody has furry friends they want to tell us.
We've got lots and lots and lots in the comments.
Okay, tell us.
So Denise says that they have 2 Shih Tzus who rule the home. I know what that's like. Mine aren't Shih Tzu, but they certainly rule the home.
Yes.
A different Denise has a cat.
Okay.
Angie has an Australian Shepherd named Biscuit.
Oh, how very fun. Okay.
Let's see. Terry says, Pepper is our Holy Terrier. A black and white mix of Terrier and Border Collie. I like that, though. Holy Terrier.
Oh, yeah, I like that a lot.
Funny.
Okay.
Let's see. Joyce says, I have a dog named Sally. Recently lost his buddy, Cat.
Oh, I'm sorry.
They kept me company while I sewed all the time.
Yeah,
That's
my cat
fun.
Pearl has a real good tendency to sit while I sew. Do your pets come while you sew?
Reuben, one of the dogs, will hang out in my sewing room.
Yeah.
He's not really interested in quilting, but he will definitely just lay there and just be in the room with me.
Pearl just wants to know what's going on. And so she's recently discovered that she can jump up onto my sewing table.
Uh-oh.
I know. Okay.
Luckily, my cat does not do that. He has 0 interest in the sewing room and does not jump up on tables.
There you go.
He's also getting older, so I'm sure it's harder for him.
I think we're all, right? We're all getting older. We can all talk.
Yes.
We can all relate to that.
Unfortunately.
Okay. So here's eyeballs. So I'm just going to cut some squares for this. I'm just doing arts and crafts here, Chris, while you talk. Okay, go on.
All right. Let's see. Susan says, Piper, Poppy, and Jess are my labs, with Mr. Whiskers, a ragdoll cat.
That's ragdoll cat? What is a ragdoll? Do you know?
I think they have longer hair.
Okay.
Than like a American short hair.
Okay.
It's just a different breed.
Okay.
Let's see. Jonna says, hello from Pennsylvania. We have a corgi poo. That's fun.
Erica has a corgi mix. Mr. Riley.
I got to meet Mr. Riley last year.
Yeah.
He's such a sweet puppy.
He is a sweet boy. He is a sweet boy. He likes to hang out with Erica while she works and sews.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's see. Chris says, I have a 10-week-old miniature Australian Shepherd. She's a 6-pound little maniac that loves to bite hard and kiss. I've had an Australian Shepherd mix before. They are bundles of energy. They never get tired. Yes.
I love
very
that.
much so.
You know, Pearl is just so low-key. I can't imagine what it'd be like to have a maniac dog. Okay, keep going.
Candy says, I have a Murphy Maltese and a squeaky long-haired Chihuahua. Squeaky. That's a good way to
Yeah.
describe a Chihuahua.
Yeah. They are. They're just like little squeaky toys. Oh, they were, like on Toy Story, right? Wasn't there? Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
We have a question while we're going through all the
Yes.
pets. Joy asks, does the iron have an auto shutoff? And
This one
yes,
does.
it does.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
That is so. The one that Pam is using is the Oliso M3, which is their newer mini project iron. And the M3, as opposed to like the M2, has the auto shutoff, and it has two different auto shutoffs depending on what position it's in. So the position it's in now, upright on its back, it's like 30 minutes. And if you have it laying down on the silicone trivet, it's 10 minits.
Okay, so see, Chris knew way more than I did.
I've spent some time at the Oliso booth at shows.
Oh, there
so
you
I've
go.
heard it.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna lay my mat down. So look, I didn't cover all of the pieces. That's one of the questions people ask all the time. No, I'm just gonna cover what I need. And we're gonna use our Go Big fabric cutter today. Okay,
Awesome.
Continue, Chris, while I put a mat on this.
All right. Roxanne says, we have had 11 Pekingese over the past 45 years, but are currently petless.
Oh my gosh, 11 dogs?
They
That's
probably need a
amazing.
break after 11 dogs, so
Yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah, we just have Pearl. She's a rescue kitty. Okay, hold on, Chris. I'm gonna cut and then we'll talk some more. Okay, so I'm using our Go Big electric fabric cutter. You could for sure use our Go Me. This is a great way to like bust up your stash, use up your scraps. Great project for kids, right? Okay, thank you. Notice it
Awesome.
stopped right here on our Go Big die catcher. It allows the die to stop, so now I could be prepping fabric or talking to you folks. Okay. Okay. Continue, Chris.
Okay. Kathy says, my grand dog, Athena, is a Dachshund Chihuahua mix and can jump 36 inches high from a standing position. That's impressive.
36 inches? That's 3 feet.
That's 3 feet, yeah. We've had to dog-proof the house before visits.
I think that's
especially
more
for
than like
a
David
dachshund.
Beckham can jump.
That's, yeah, wow. Very impressive.
That's impressive. Okay. I'm just
Linda
making
said-
sure I cut enough eyeballs, in
Oh,
case
yep,
you were
you
wondering what I was
Definitely
doing.
want 2 eyeballs per doggy.
Yeah. Okay, continue.
Let's see. Linda says, my furry friends are Maya, my Siamese senior cat, 18 years old, Black Beauty, Great Dane, Grey Goose, a baby Great Dane, 4 months old, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, orange tabby cats, and Shadow, a young cat.
Oh my
That
God.
was a lot of animals.
That
Hold
is
on.
so
1,
many.
2, 3.
Well,
4, 5,
you
6,
have you
7.
have like geckos and bunnies
do.
and right?
Yeah, we have 2 dogs, a cat, a bunny, 5 chickens, a
Okay.
leopard gecko, and a tank full of fish who just had, well, not just, but had babies.
Do you get eggs from your chickens?
Yes.
Lucky duck. You could
Yes.
retire currently. If those chickens
Yeah.
were producing eggs all the time, you could retire. Chicken Brian, who lives next to her, I talk about Chicken Brian all the time. In our neighborhood, Brian lives on one side, and then Brian lives on the other side, but Brian on this side has chickens. And Chicken Brian's chickens have been very active lately. They're just up and squawking and having a great time. So, all right,
Awesome.
do we have any more questions here before we kind of get ready to
Oh, a question just came in.
go for it?
Let's see. Joni says, since I'm new at this, I don't know when to use the backing and when not to. Can you help me with that and which to use?
Oh, are you thinking the fusible, do you think?
I'm thinking that's what they
Okay.
mean.
So fusible comes in a roll, and it's for applique shapes. So like this is a geometric shape. This is a square from the cube. So typically you would not use applique, or you would not use this as an applique shape. I mean, you might, but probably not. But if you have like flowers or bunnies, or all of our dies are down now, I can't remember any of them. Pickup trucks, or all of those applique shapes, then you want to pre-fuse the fabric, like we just did, and then cut it, because otherwise, if you cut the shape and then try to cut the fusible, then you have to line them up, and it just doesn't work ever. So
it's
pre-fuse
so much easier to pre-fuse.
Yeah, and we'll talk about in a second if you have an embroidery machine and what to do there. Okay? All right, that's a great question. Any other questions, Chris?
No other questions at the moment.
Okay, let's talk about our block. So this is our block, and it is super simple and super easy. And like I said, we use the 12-inch cube so that there's a lot of real estate here in the center. That's a 6-inch block, which is really nice to do applique in. But you could also use your 10-inch cube. But again, you could use AccuQuiltables to design whatever block you want, okay? So it's really simple to make, and I've already made 2. So what we need are 2 shape 2s from the 12-inch cube. So these finished to 3 inches. I had to do math in my head, people, okay? And then this is the bow tie shapes. So here's what I've done. I already have pulled shape number 2 from the 12-inch cube, and I've already kind of prepped my fabric here. Da-da-da-da. So again, I'm just using scraps. Okay, so we have these 2 colors, so let's do blue and green. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is measure from here to here and just rough cut with the fabric strips. But these were actually strips that were part of my scraps, so I just trimmed them down, okay? And I need 2 of each color. So I'm going to come right here, okay? And notice there's a little bit of a tail here. It's okay. It's not gonna, we're not worried about the tail because the blades are in the die, not in the cutter. All right, so now I'm going to use a 6x6 mat. Now, if you on the 12-inch cube, it's going to fit through our Go fabric cutter and our Go Big. Sometimes people forget that the 12-inch cube can go through the Go. Okay? All right, so now I'm going to give it some love and slide that mat. And now look, I have perfect squares. And then the bow ties come from the 12-inch cube companion corners. So here's kind of my pro tip. You want to pull this part out first and then pull out these 2 sections, or that one section, okay? And I'm going to move this over here. Okay. So now here is the outside of the bow tie, and here are the centers. Now, Chris, I have a question for you. These blocks are numbered 11.1 and 12.1. Do you know why?
Yes, I just learned this the other day. And it's because the original cube had different shapes as 11 and 12. It was the drunkard's path.
Did you just now put on a bow tie?
I did, because you were talking about the bow tie. I'm like, oh, I should be wearing a bow tie.
I feel like we should now go out and get some bow ties, and everybody should be wearing them. In case you missed it, Chris designed a bow tie die. It's available at AccuQuilt.com and from your local retailer. Okay, so tell us again. Okay, so the original companion set had 4 shapes, yes, and it was called Classics. And it had Drunkard's Path, and then these 2 shapes needed to make the bow tie, right?
Yep, but they were on a single die board, weren't they? Like
no,
both of the...
They were not. There were still 4 dies in that companion set.
Because I know the Drunkard's Path was on, like, both of the shapes, the convex and the concurve, were on the same die board.
Okay, so Lauren is on this call. She's helping in the comments. Lauren, was the original Classics just a 2-die set, or was it 4 dies? I have slept so much since we launched the Classics. Okay?
Yes.
So
So when they got replaced, now it's 11.1 and 12.1 to differentiate from the original 11 and 12.
Yes, yes. So I think it was a 4 because it was, there are 8 original. 9, 10. Oh, I bet 9 and 10 were Drunkard's Path, and 11 and 12 were Bowtie. I bet I'm right.
Lauren says she was not around when the Classics were launched, so she's not
Okay,
sure.
Erica is watching. Erica, tell me. But I think 9 and 10, dies 9 and 10 were the 2 shapes needed for Drunkard's Bath, and 11 and 12 were needed for Bowtie. And so that's why we numbered them 11.1, so that you would know that if you own the Classics, you already own these 2 dies. Okay.
All right.
Look at us knowing things on a Wednesday. Okay, so now what I want to do is, Chris told us that this is what we need. So look, I am just going to cover, I just need 2 of each shape, or each color. So look, I'm just going to do this. Then I don't have to worry about it, okay? And I'm going to run it through our Go Big. Again, 12-inch cube can fit through your Go. I can hear everybody talking back there trying to figure it out. I love it when I create a problem. Okay, so here's the little bow tie parts. And then this is just solid white. So I just need 4 of them for this because I've already sewn 2 of my blocks together. So I'm just going to use 1 layer of fabric, but you can always use 6 layers, okay? And we're going to put a mat on top. Now, Chris, should people be worried about this little tail?
No.
Why not?
Because you can just put it alongside, and because there's no die and a mat, it's not going to get cut.
Yep, only going to cut where there's fabric and a mat on the die. I think we might be having March machine madness. If you're new to AccuQuilt and wondered, gosh, how can I get my hands on one of these fancy, fun, efficient, 10 times faster cutting machines, check out the AccuQuilt website or go to your local retailer. They can give you a demo. Okay, so now I'm going to move all my mats and all my dies. I'm going to lay my pieces out, and we're going to sew. Okay, so Chris, before I start sewing, tell us what kind of furry friends people have.
All right. Let's see. Carrie says, I have schnauzers, 1 standard and 1 mini.
Okay.
Virginia
In my head,
said,
I can't imagine how small a mini schnauzer is. I bet they're super small.
Very small.
Okay.
Virginia says, my fur friends are my son's dogs and other son's cat.
Oh, there you
So
go.
she's got some grand fur babies.
Sometimes Erica babysits her grand fur babies.
Aww.
And her grandchildren. She had a whole bunch of dogs last weekend, only one of which belonged to her. Okay.
Oh boy.
So I'm gonna do some chain piecing for days. So I'm gonna move this so Gray can get it. So look, we've cut off the dog ears. So from this point here to this point here is a perfect 1/4 inch seam. And Deborah's new to the Dream Studio, so she didn't understand why I had to take my shoes off before the show.
Because you're sewing.
Because I'm sewing. Can't sew with shoes on. So, and I will be happy to announce that Oakley, who is sewing more and more, also sews with just her stocking feet. All right, Chris, while I'm doing this, talk about people's fur babies.
All right. Terry says, I have a 3-year-old Yorkie who has anxiety whenever we leave the house.
Oh.
My brother had I think a Whippet was the breed of dog. And they're notorious for having
There's a breed
separation
called
anxiety.
Whippet?
I think that's what they were.
Wow.
Very high strung, very anxious, like separation anxiety. She was a mess.
Oh, bless her heart. Bless her heart. Okay.
Let's see. Janet says, I used to have a Shetland sheepdog named Sheltie Aberdeen.
Oh, that's so
A
fancy.
fun name. I love fun names for
Yes.
animals.
For years, we had a brindle-colored boxer, and her name was
Ooh.
Maya. And she's beautiful. She and the cat still ran the house.
Of course.
Okay, so now that I've sewn my pieces, I'm going to press my seams open while Chris tells us about furry friends.
All right. Where was I? Deborah says, my dog is a Yorkie poo, and her name is Jazzy. That's a fun name. I love fun names for pets, especially if they have a middle name.
Did your animals come named, or did you name them?
My husband named Munich. She's our 15, yeah, she's 15 now, 15-year-old Pomeranian.
Oh my gosh.
Ruben came with his name. He's a mutt, a mix of all kinds of stuff. Mr. Winky the cat came with his name also.
Mr. Winky. Yeah, Pearl came with her name. She was a rescue kitty, and they found her with a little pearl necklace.
Aww.
Yeah, she doesn't have a tail. Half her tail is missing.
Yeah,
So.
Mr. Winky's a rescue also, and he has a genetic disorder where his eyes are like set too far back in his skull, so he always looks like he's like squinting and winking at you. So that's where he got his name.
Oh, Mr. Winky. Bless his heart. Okay, I have lost, oh, here it is. Okay, I was going to say I've lost my fabric, but it's good. Okay, keep talking, Chris, while I'm going to lay out my pieces here.
All right. Debbie says, I have 2 fur babies, a German Shepherd that is 8 and a 4-year-old Boston Terrier.
Oh, there you go.
Goofy and Scrappy are their names.
There you go.
That's fun.
I'm going to now sew these together. And again, chain piece for days. Okay. All right.
I do have an answer on the Classics Cube.
Oh, who provided us the answer?
AccuQuilt.com.
Oh.
I went sleuthing. There's you can actually look at the discontinued dies.
Oh, there you go.
So the original companion set Classics, it was 4 dies.
Oh, good.
Shape 9 was the chisel, which it still is. Shape 10 was the signature block, which it still is. Shape 11 was the Drunkard's Path arc, and 12 was the Drunkard's Path quarter circle.
See?
So the Drunkard's Path was replaced by the bow tie.
It was. And thus the 11.1 and 12.1. And that numbering is the same in all the cubes, because all the shapes are the same in every cube. They're just different sizes. Oh, look at us knowing some stuff, Chris. All right. I was here when the cube was made. Like that was a big deal, boy. Just in case anybody wondered. It was brilliant. It was the Lynn Gibney brainchild. We'll give the Gibney credit for that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to press these to the dark side so that they nest. Don't mind me. There.
I knew you'd get there.
Stop. Listen, the other day, oh my gosh, I've been sewing the Amanda Harward is coming April 15th. Chris, what is happening April 15th? Something what?
A big surprise happening on April 15th.
Something huge is coming. And to help us with that, Amanda Harward from Larkspur Quilts is coming. And I'm a huge fan of Amanda. I'm gonna be fangirling over her for 2 days. And she made a project using the Feather Star die, which I've actually made a project with that before. And it's an advanced, would you not say it's an advanced die? Don't let it be your first die.
Right, because there's a lot
of
little
pieces.
triangles. Yes.
There's a lot of pieces. It's like the, all the names of the dies now are leaving me. But anyway, so I had cut the feather star pieces, and then, because there's the die for that, and then I had sewn them together. And you have to make opposite mirror images. And I thought I did, and then I couldn't lay it out right, and so I tore it apart, and then I sewed it together, and then only to discover, yes, I'd done it right both times and torn it apart.
Oh my goodness, that's so frustrating.
Well, and at which point I called Erica, and she said, just walk away, Pam, just walk away.
There are times.
It'll look better in the morning, and indeed it did.
Yep.
So, all right, so I'm sewing these pieces. Tell us about people's furry friends.
We actually have a question while you are sewing. Anne asks, all the directions say to put the white strip, the label, on the die board towards your stomach. Do you need to do that on the Go Big?
Okay, I'm going to talk about this. This right here, Greg is going to get a great shot of it. Ooh, now I feel like I'm at the eye doctor. Okay. Is it better 1 or 2? Okay, right here's the label. Okay, so this is the shape number 2. It's a 3.5-inch square, finishes to 3 inches. I tell quilters to have that label at your belly and then the lengthwise grain. So let's find it. Low and wonky. Ready? High and tight, hear it? So I'm going to tell you to have the label at your belly and the lengthwise grain going back parallel to that lengthwise blade. So as it goes through the cutter, it's going to cut on that lengthwise grain. If you don't have the lengthwise grain, sometimes as it goes through the cutter, there's some stretch, right? And so sometimes your pieces aren't straight. So if you are cutting pieces and they are not finishing to 3.5 inches or whatever this finishes to, this one finishes to 3.5, the first question I'm going to ask you is, are you cutting on the lengthwise grain? Okay? And if you're not, that's probably the problem. And I tell people to take that label at their belly and lengthwise grain just to help them remember, oh, label at my belly, lengthwise grain. Now, you could have this die any which way you want through the cutter, so long as the lengthwise grain was on the shape. But label at your belly, lengthwise grain, it's high and tight. So here's how you will always forever remember it. The label, your belly is high and tight. Just go with it. It's my gift to you on a Wednesday. So
we
that's
all wish
why.
our bellies were high and tight.
So people who have been to my events for years, I don't know, 6 years, I went to events every week at retailers. People who came to my event, I would say, label at your belly and lengthwise grain, because we had so many people who weren't cutting correctly. That's why when you put applique shapes down, once you put fusible on it, you don't have to worry about it because the fusible stabilizes it. So that's the answer to the question. But your belly is high and tight. Just go with it. I was at the gym yesterday swimming, and the guy next to me was, I don't know, like 170. And he was swimming. And he said to me, listen, you were really slow.
Oh my goodness.
I know, I was like, thanks, I guess. I was just happy to be there. I know, he was pretty funny about it. I was like, okay. Okay, so now I am going to press these so that my seams nest. Okay. So this one is up towards the green, and I press this one down. Ooh, here, hold on. And then I'm going to press this in. You have to lay them out first so you know how to press them.
Yep. Well, while you're pressing, let's check out some other pets.
Okay.
Kathy says, I don't have any furry pets of my own, but I have 3 grand puppies, Nova, Maggie, and Sargent. I love on them all I can.
There you go. And I
And
feel
the
like that then she watches those furry puppies. You know, she's like Erica. She plays Grammy nanny for the dogs.
Well, and the great thing, I mean, it's the same with grandchildren as it is with grand puppies, is you get to play with them and then send them home.
Yes. So much. So much. Okay.
Carolyn says no fur babies, but she has a feather baby.
Oh, gosh. What kind of bird do you have? I'm always fascinated by people who have birds. Tell us in the comments section. Okay. Now, quilters, in real life, it will take you 7 minutes to cut and sew blocks together. We here on our Wednesdays we like to chat.
Yes.
Okay.
We chat and then we're showing each step, so it
Yeah.
takes longer than it should.
Yeah, okay, so now I'm gonna press these in opposite, and then I'm gonna show you how to lay out your puppies.
Awesome.
Okay, do we have any more questions or comments, Chris?
No more questions, but lots and lots of pets.
Oh, that's good. Be sure and get you a puppy dye. They're available at AccuQuilt.com and from your local retailer. Okay, so look how cute this is. Okay.
Fun.
I love the simplicity of this block because it's kind of like real estate for lots of things. You could make it out of pinks and purples and use the Go Flamingo dye, or you could do
That'd be
holidays
fun.
and do the gnomes. I mean, just lots of fun projects that you could just make with this. It's kind of a blank canvas. Good job, Terry Vanden Bosch. Okay, tell us some more about puppies.
All right. Janet says that I dog sat for 2 Australian sheepdogs and they herded me everywhere, and I love that. They were Mick and Tuffy.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
It's just their instinct. They just have to herd. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I have to tell you about my friend Kelly, who is our accountant, but in real life, she's our good friend. And she and her husband retired, and they travel all over the world dog sitting. They belong, it's like their retirement. So they just were in the Virgin Islands, and before that they were in Ireland, and so they stay at the people's houses, and most of the time they have access to their cars and such, and then they dog sit for a week or 2 weeks, and then they get these great trips all over the world. I mean, they don't get paid to watch the dogs, but part of the deal is they can live in the house. So
Yeah. Huh.
something to think about. I keep
That's a
telling
pretty
Erica
cool
that
setup.
should be her retirement plan.
Mm-hmm.
Is to go do that. Okay, tell us 2 more, and then we're going to lay out our dogs.
Okay. Mary says that she has 4 Scottish Terriers.
4.
And then Jackie says, my baby Zoe is a black and white Havanese.
What is a
I don't know
Havanese?
what kind of dog that is. I don't know.
Okay.
I've not heard that one before.
Okay. Okay. All right, so notice I'm peeling off the back. And before I press it down, I'm going to build my puppy. Now, we have lots of options for adding the puppy shape. If you have an embroidery machine, you can download the free or for purchase designs from the AccuQuilt website. You could do all over quilting. You could do raw edge quilting. Terry did like all over, okay? So if you want to embroider your designs, now's the time to put your block in a hoop, download the free embroidery files or for purchase, and then it will stitch out a placement stitch, and then you just build your dogs, okay? All right, but does this only have 4 or 6 blocks? Hold on here, I'm gonna look. I have the quote right here. Okay, go ahead, Chris, while I'm peeling papers.
Let's see. Connie says, love critters, but travel too much to have them now.
Oh,
I
yeah.
get that. We are planning a trip later this year where we're going to be gone for 2 weeks, so we have to figure out what to do with our huge
You should
gaggle of
call my
animals.
friend Kelly, and she could come and house sit for you.
There we go.
Okay, so this quilt only has 4 blocks. Okay, so now I'm gonna lay out my puppy. Here's his nose and his snout. And I made sure he had 2 eyeballs because that's important. Okay. And again, it would be really fun to kind of just make a variety of them for the dogs that you have. Okay.
On yesterday's show, you and Erica were showing all the samples and just the mix and match, the different ears and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's so many possibilities.
It's like paper dolls.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I know, I was trying to make them like look goofy and Erica was trying to fix them. Because look, I mean, this one, like, it could be a teenage dog and roll its eyes. Hold on here. Oh, for the love. Come on. There we go. All right. See? Okay, and then here's the bone, which we could put right here. I didn't realize Terry's bones were brown, so I'm going to recut that one. But now look. This is the left and the right ears. And you want to lay out all your pieces before you press it. I just found it's just easier. Is that right, team? Somebody
It's a lot
say
easier
yes.
to move before you've fused it down.
Kenyon's giving me advice from the back row here. He's good, though. Hey, Chris, are you going to Paducah?
I am not, no.
We are Inspired Sew is our retailer that's going to Paducah, and we're going to have a booth there and a little demo area, and that brand new product that we're releasing in a couple of weeks is going to be there. Is this right, Kenyon? Okay. I got the okay. Okay, so now that I've laid out all my, my pieces, then for sure, watch this. I'm just going to lay it. You don't want to be ironing back and forth.
No. Then you'll lift up your iron and now your eyeballs will be in the wrong spot.
Yes, like.
Uh-oh. Did your nose get stuck?
My nose got stuck. It's okay. I'll put them on in just a second. And you want to make sure that it's fabric side up, not sticky side up.
Right. We have a question that came in here.
Okay.
Going back a little ways to when you were stitching the blocks.
Okay.
Sandra is asking, Pam, are you back tacking when you put the pieces together? Should I be doing that when making blocks?
Yeah, I do. When I'm sewing these 4 pieces together, you bet I'm back stitching. Yeah, it just keeps things a little neater. Yeah.
Especially if you're going to be hooping this to do any embroidery, I definitely would.
Oh, sure.
It's anytime you have a block and you're going to be handling it a lot, I think just on those very edge seams, it's a good idea to do some back stitching.
Yeah. Okay, any more questions there for us, Chris?
Doesn't look like it.
All right, so then you want to follow the pattern, lay out your blocks and the 2 small borders. Finish the project by adding batting between the top and the backing. Pinner-based quilt is desired. Use your favorite binding method. So I asked Chris this earlier. Chris, what kind of binding would you use on this cute little project?
For wall hangings, if I'm in the mood, I will do a facing. So it's basically a binding, but you flip it all the way to the back so you don't see it on the front. And then hand tack it down. Or just bind it like normal.
Okay. I would do a 1 3/4 inch strip and just right sides together in the front, press it away, and then you're going to tuck it in and then fold it over and hand stitch it. Then you have half the bulk. But you could also use a smaller strip because we have, I don't know, 20 strip dies. So instead of 2.5, you could use a 2-inch strip.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, okay. All right, so look at how fun this is. All right, now before we announce today's winner, I want to talk about, we have missed some weeks because there was snow. So next next week. Is this what we're making next week? I think
Yes.
so. This is the Go Odette block by our good friend Kate England. And Chris, have you made this block yet?
I have not yet.
Oh, you should try it. It's super fun and really scrappy. There's a whole series of how-to videos that Kay England made while she was here in our studio that are available on our website. They're available on our YouTube channel. And we have some really fun like social things that she did. So this is what we're going to be making next week. This is the Go Odette block. So today while you're getting your puppy, throw an Odette block in there so you have it next week. All right, Chris, let's announce our winner.
All right. Let's see. The winner of today's Go is a Dapper Puppy.
I think it's just the puppy die.
Puppy die.
The pattern is
drum
Dapper
roll,
Doggy.
please. Dapper Doggy. Ah, okay. Drum roll, please. Winner is Lloyd L. of Phoenix, Arizona.
Congratulations, Lloyd. I'm going to reach out to you and ship you a Go Puppy die and a mat. All right, so on behalf of our entire team, who is all here today? It was great. Who's helping us with the comments today, Chris?
Let's see. It looks like Lauren and Ray and Erica even popped in.
Oh, thank you, team, for doing that. So helping us with our comments offsite are Lauren and Erica and Ray. Here in the Dream Studio, we have Greg and the newest member of our team, Deborah. We're glad that she's here. Chelsea, who owns Winnie. And Kenyon, who's in charge of Joy, who took over yesterday's AQ Live. I'm Pam reminding you at AccuQuilt, we help you cut time so you can quilt more. We'll see you next week.
Thanks so much for watching. To learn more about your quilting craft, be sure to follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel for live events every Tuesday and Wednesday. You can check out the events page on the AccuQuilt website for more details on upcoming shows. And if you're looking for even more inspiration, visit our blog for exclusive tutorials filled with tips and tricks. And remember, at AccuQuilt, we help you cut time so you can quilt more.
Quilters you do not want to miss. Tuesday, April 15th at 12 noon Central Time, we are launching something huge. And Amanda Harward of Larkspur Quilts is with us. Next week, we're making the Go Odette block. Hope to see you there.